Hi, my name is Lauren Grimes, and I'm an Assistant Director here in the Undergraduate Admissions Office at UNC Charlotte. Today I get the pleasure of speaking with you all about the transfer application process and some general university information. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the transfer population at UNC Charlotte. UNC Charlotte is North Carolina's largest transfer institution, and we're home to almost bringing in 4,000 transfer students each year. That's actually more than the freshman class that we bring in each year, which is about 3,600 students. Our total transfer student population accounts for about 50% of our total student population. So you guys are not alone in the transfer process at UNC Charlotte. There will be a lot of students on this campus who have navigated the transfer process just like you're about to do. UNC Charlotte is North Carolina's urban research university. We are one of 16 schools in the UNC system, which means that we all have the same governing body. However, we all operate as separate entities with our own degree programs. UNC Charlotte is also the fastest growing university in the state. We have built about 22 new buildings on our campus in the last 7 years, and the university is doing a great job of keeping up with the growth of the city of Charlotte. One exciting new addition to campus within the last couple of years is our light rail. So the light rail is basically like an above ground subway system. It was previously established running from South Charlotte into Uptown, and then we added an extension about 2 years ago from Uptown Charlotte right here onto campus. So our campus stop is the northernmost stop on the light rail pathway, and the light rail is actually free for our students to utilize. So as you guys are getting into Uptown for extracurricular activities or internship opportunities, the light rail is a great way to connect our university to the city of Charlotte. Another exciting building in addition to campus is our campus recreation facility. That is our newest building on campus, opened in January for our students. And the University Recreation Center is a great place for students to go and compete in intramural sport activities if they just want to go swim in the pool, if they want to take a fitness class, if they want to play basketball. All of that can be done for free with using your student ID and is free for our students on campus. UNC Charlotte is the third largest public university in the state. We are home to almost 30,000 students, about 29,600 students at UNC Charlotte total, but only about 24,000 of those are undergraduates. So there is a large focus on the undergraduate student population in terms of resources and accommodations for our students. Breaking down that 29,600 number a little bit more, our students come from 105 countries, 47 states, and 46% of our students self-identify as being a member of an underrepresented population. While we are considered to be a large public university, we are still able to offer that small school feel. So our average class size is only about 35. So about 80% of our classes actually have fewer than 50 students. And one kind of advantage to being a transfer student is that some of those general education classes, those larger lecture style classes that are part of that general education curriculum, you've probably already completed prior to transferring. So the average class size really is going to come into effect into most of your classes because you are going to be really focusing on that major specific coursework as soon as you finish all of your general education and prerequisite requirements. One way we're able to offer this average class size of 35 is having a student to faculty ratio of 19:1. So this means that for every 19 students on campus, one faculty member is represented. And this is a huge benefit to our students in terms of advising, in terms of accessibility to professors and faculty and staff at UNC Charlotte. All right, so in talking about what programs are offered at the university, we have 139 programs offered at the undergraduate level for our students. So there is definitely something for all of you. Those 139 programs are split up into 7 academic colleges. And while we don't have much time to talk about all of those today, I do want to highlight on each of the academic colleges. So starting with our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. This is our largest and most diverse academic college. It's home to some of the ologies. So the psychology, biology, criminology, sociology, those are all housed within our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. This is our largest and most diverse academic college. So it's also one of the most popular colleges that we have at UNC Charlotte because it does have the most majors. Next, our College of Art and Architecture. This is home to programs such as music, dance, theater. One thing to note with our programs within the College of Art and Architecture is that some of these majors do have additional requirements for admission. So if you are interested in our art or architecture programs, just know that you will be required to complete a secondary application process, and feel free to reach out to our staff or to the College of Art and Architecture for specific information about the application process and deadlines. Next, our Belk College of Business. Being located in the city of Charlotte, our students have great advantages in terms of gathering resources, making connections to the city and within companies that are located in the Charlotte area. We are also AACSB accredited, which is an accreditation that less than 5% of business schools in the entire world has. Next, our Cato College of Education. We are the second largest producer of teachers in North Carolina. We are also a member of the North Carolina Teaching Fellows Scholarship. So as a transfer student, that is something that can still be available to you if that's something that you are interested in. And then one thing that's unique to our education program is that our students actually assist and observe in the classroom very early on. So within your first or second semester at UNC Charlotte as an education student, you will actually be involved in a real life classroom, observing and seeing what that looks like in a real life way. You're not having to wait until that final year, that final semester to do that student teaching. You get that hands-on approach to education very early on. Next, our College of Computing and Informatics. We are one of 6 schools in the entire country that has an academic college solely dedicated to computer science. At other institutions, you may see that their computer science programs falls within their College of Engineering. At UNC Charlotte, they're completely separate. We also offer 6 different concentrations for our computer science students. Next, our College of Health and Human Services. This is home to our School of Nursing, which has been nationally recognized as a center of excellence in nursing education. The city of Charlotte has a great healthcare system that students within this college can gain internships with and get that extracurricular experience. And lastly, our Lee College of Engineering. One thing that's unique to our engineering program at UNC Charlotte is even though we're one of the largest engineering programs in the state, our average class size for our engineering students is only about 18 to 22. Our undergraduate engineering students have a great opportunity to once again get that hands-on approach to education. So they have access to labs, access to research at the undergraduate level. I also want to talk about the University College. While this isn't an academic college that you can earn a degree from, it is one that you can spend some time in. So the University College houses our University Transfer Center, and it's a great place to start out in if you're not sure what you want to study at UNC Charlotte. So as a transfer student, you can select undeclared or undecided on the application and actually start with us in the University College as you're trying to figure out what it is you want to study and then how to navigate that process of actually declaring your major. Another way that you can be a part of the University College is if you maybe select a major on the application that is one of our competitive majors. We'll talk about requirements in just a few minutes, but the University College, you could fall into the University College as an incoming student if you selected a competitive major on your application and don't meet the requirements for that major, but are admissible based on general university criteria. We may deny you to that major, but admit you undeclared. The last way to enter into University College is if you start with us as one major and then maybe decide that that major is not the right fit for you. As you're transitioning and looking to change your major, you might spend some time within the University College. All right, so we've talked a little bit about what it looks like to be a student at UNC Charlotte. Now we're going to talk about how to become one. In review of a student's application, we are first looking for the general university minimum admission requirements. So that's going to be for a transfer student, 24 transferable credit hours and a minimum 2.0 cumulative GPA. Even though the 2.0 GPA is going to be that minimum requirement, as you are challenging yourself in your coursework and increasing that GPA, you're going to be more competitive for admission the higher that GPA is. You also must be in good academic standing and eligible to return to your last institution. So if you have anything on your transcript that's preventing you from continuing at another institution, we're going to want to know more information about that, and you're going to want to get in good academic standing with that current institution prior to transferring. While a college math is not required for transfer admission, we do strongly encourage our transfer students to complete a college math prior to transferring. College algebra or statistics are great examples of a math that you can complete as a transfer student. It may help you, depending on what your major is, to already have that math completed. So all transfer students, if you don't have a math completed, you will have to take a math placement test. But it's also, if you're in one of possibly those STEM majors, you're probably going to need some math sequences within your degree. So you're going to want to make sure that you're starting those maths early to continue your sequence and stay on track towards completion of your degree. Transfer is an option for students with less than 24 transferable credit hours. However, we will go back and look at your high school performance if you do have less than 24 transferable credit hours. So what that means is we are then going to take into consideration your SAT or ACT scores in addition to your high school coursework and your high school GPA, while also looking at your college performance. So know that if you are a student out there that's considering transferring with less than 24 hours, it is an option. However, we are going to want to definitely make sure that you talk with us and know how to navigate that process and what information that you need to provide to us. All right, so in talking, as I mentioned earlier, we do have some competitive majors at UNC Charlotte. So in addition to that 2.0 cumulative GPA and 24 transferable credit hours, business, nursing, computer science, and engineering are all majors with additional admissions requirements. And so first, looking at that business program, if you are interested in one of our business majors, you do need to have at least a 2.5 cumulative GPA and a 2.5 within any attempts at business progression coursework. So there's 8 business progression courses that a student must have to complete within their business program, and you have 2 attempts to earn a C or higher within those courses, within any attempts at those courses. Next, our computer science programs, also requiring a 2.5 cumulative GPA. You must also have C's or higher within any computer science related coursework attempted. So for my North Carolina Community College students, that CSC labeled coursework, that's what we're referring to in those computer science requirements. Next, our engineering program. So any engineering program except for mechanical, we're looking for a 2.5 cumulative GPA. We're also looking to see that you have Calculus 1 complete prior to transferring. So you do have to have that Math 271 at a North Carolina Community College. You have to have that successfully completed prior to starting with us at UNC Charlotte. If you're interested in mechanical engineering, in addition to that calculus requirement, you're also going to want to make sure you have at least a 3.0 cumulative GPA. Lastly, for our nursing students, so nursing is our most competitive major at UNC Charlotte, and we're going to want to see that you have at least a 3.0 cumulative GPA, in addition to, generally speaking, a B or better within any nursing prerequisite attempts, any attempts at your nursing prerequisite coursework, so making sure that you're earning B's or higher within those. All right, so let's talk about the application process. For a transfer student, it's pretty straightforward. We are going to need that online application and fee, your official high school transcript, and an official transcript from every college attended. As I mentioned earlier, if you have over 24 transferable credit hours, we are not going to look at your high school performance. However, you are going to be required to submit that official high school transcript to us regardless of the number of credits you have. So if you're earning that associate's degree, coming in with 12 hours, having the 24, regardless of the number of transfer credits, you'll definitely need to submit that high school transcript. As you can see, essays and letters of recommendation are not required for admission or for the application process. However, if there's something that you want to share with us that you feel like maybe isn't captured on the application, go ahead and feel free to share that information with us. We do admit transfer students year-round, so a transfer student can apply for fall, spring, summer 1, and summer 2 terms, and you can see the different deadlines associated with those semesters. So as you can see, for spring and fall, there are 2 different deadlines. So that earlier deadline is going to be your online application and fee deadline, while that later deadline is going to be the deadline for submitting all of your required transcripts. So just keep those in mind as you are considering transfer transferring. Generally speaking, a transfer student can apply about a semester ahead of when they actually want to transfer. If you're interested in our art and architecture programs, though, please be mindful of those requirements and deadlines for those application processes. You may need to apply to the university earlier than what our admissions deadlines are. All right, so one of the biggest questions that our transfer students really have is, how are my credits going to transfer? We do a great job in our office of providing resources to students. We're very hands-on. We're happy to talk with you about the transfer process and how your credits are actually going to transfer. But the link up here on this page does give you valuable resources that you can utilize in navigating the transfer process and understanding your transfer credit. So first is our transfer credit advisor. This is an online database that actually is the best preliminary way to get an idea of how your credit will transfer. So it's not an exhaustive list for all schools. For North Carolina community colleges, it is an exhaustive list, and it will show you the courses listed at your institution that are transferable to UNC Charlotte, and then the equivalency for them at our institution. So what would we award you credit for if you took that course? If you are a transfer student considering taking additional coursework at your current institution prior to transferring, we also have great resources for you in selecting coursework. So our transfer guides and our degree pathways, those are things that you can utilize to select coursework at your current institution that is meaningful and necessary towards your desired bachelor's degree program, and help you build a schedule that's going to be transferable to UNC Charlotte. Upon completing the application process and being admitted to UNC Charlotte, we do provide our transfer students with an official transfer credit report, and that will actually show you a complete list of all coursework that you've completed that is transferable, and then the equivalency that you are earning for that list. So that will be the first official time that we share with you how your credit is exactly coming over to us. Generally speaking, a course is considered to be transferable as long as it was not remedial or technical and you earned a C or higher in that course. All right, switching gears a little bit to talk about our tuition and fees. One thing to point out for our transfer students is that you guys are coming in at all different points of life. So know that these numbers are going to fluctuate tremendously based on how many credits you're taking, if you're living on campus, if you have a meal plan. So keep all of that in mind. But for a North Carolina resident that is attending UNC Charlotte full-time, tuition and fees for an academic year is going to be about $7,000. For an out-of-state resident, it will be about $20,000. If you are claiming North Carolina residency, you do want to make sure that you complete that residency application. A lot of you, if you're transferring from a North Carolina institution, have probably already done this, but just make sure that you are up to date in your residency information, and you'll complete that residency application, which will be linked from your admissions application. We do have some various styles of housing on our campus we'll talk about in just a second, but that's why there's such a large range in terms of living on campus options and that price. And then meal plans are definitely an option for our students that choose to live on campus or don't, but it's not required for our transfer students. All right, so talking about living on campus. It is not required to live on campus as a transfer student. However, it is an option for you. We do have a transfer student learning community on our campus. So if you want to live and learn with other transfer students who have navigated this process, that's an option for you. We have 18 residence halls on our campus, including Greek Village, and about 550 of our transfer students actually live on campus each year. So you definitely will, as we talked about in the beginning, you'll be surrounded by transfer students who are navigating this process just like you are. And so if you are interested in living on campus with them, you do have that option. All right, switching gears yet again to talk about our financial aid and scholarship processes. So the FAFSA, hopefully all of you have heard of the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, is in fact free. We encourage all of our students to complete the FAFSA, even if you don't think you'll be receiving anything from it. The FAFSA opens October 1st each year for the following aid year. So right now, the 2020-2021 FAFSA is open. So if you are considering coming for the fall 2020 semester at UNC Charlotte, definitely make sure you go ahead and complete that. While our priority deadline for the FAFSA is January 1st, and our general deadline is March 1st. It's not too late. Go ahead and still submit that FAFSA for the 2020-2021 year. If you're considering transferring with us after fall of 2020, so spring 2021, or possibly summer semesters, you'll also want to complete that 2020-2021 8-year FAFSA. In addition to financial aid, we do have scholarship opportunities at UNC Charlotte, and those are all housed within our Niner Scholars portal. So a student does not have to be admitted to the university to actually apply for scholarships. You're eligible to complete the scholarship application process as soon as you submit your admissions application. So you can create a Niner Scholars portal account, and you can see all scholarships that the institution offers that you are eligible to apply for. One thing to keep in mind is that the Niner Scholars portal is a resource that you will use as a current student throughout your entire time at UNC Charlotte. So as a transfer student, you may see more scholarship opportunities after your first aid year, but they'll all be housed within that Niner Scholars portal. All right, so one other thing I want to talk with you guys about is, as I mentioned, a large majority of our student population is transfer students. So we have some really great support systems in place for our transfer students to help meet their needs. And one of those is going to be our University Transfer Center. So I mentioned earlier that the University Transfer Center is housed within our University College, but that offers advising support for transfer students not only as a current student, but also while navigating the transfer process, so before actually starting at UNC Charlotte. We also have things like our transfer learning community that I mentioned, our OASIS office, our Office of Adult Students and Evening Services. That's a great office to assist with that student that is maybe trying to manage a family life and work life, and also complete their degree. So the OASIS office is there to provide support for that type of student. We have our Veteran Student Services office to assist our military students in the usage of tuition benefits and navigating being back on a college campus potentially after a couple of years off. And then we also have our University Career Center, which does a wonderful job of connecting our students with on and off campus internships and job opportunities. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is talking about our campus life. So as I mentioned, and I've mentioned several times, our student population is full of transfer students. So we encourage you to get involved, get connected with one another. We have over 400 student organizations on our campus. We have 50 intramural and club sport opportunities. So if you enjoy playing sports and want to continue that recreationally, that's an option for you. If you enjoy watching sports, we have 18 Division I varsity athletic teams on campus, and students get in free to all of our athletic events. We have study abroad opportunities, so if you want to travel the world while pursuing your education, that's definitely an option for you as a transfer student as well. Definitely don't hesitate to reach out to our office. We are here to support you. We are here to help you through the process, answer any questions that you have. So please feel free to reach out to the undergraduate admissions office as you navigate the transfer process. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your day.